continue to debase the currency, which is really the policy that we're following, is purposely devaluing a currency, which to me seems so destructive. It destroys the incentives to save. It destroys, and if you don't save, you don't have capital. Then it just puts more pressure on the Federal Reserve to create capital out of thin air in order to stimulate the economy, and usually that just goes into malinvestment, misdirected investment into the housing bubbles or the NASDAQ bubble, and then the effort is, once the market demands the correction, what tool do you have left? Let's keep pumping, pump, 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 and it just is an endless task, and history is against you. I mean, history is on the side of hard money. If you look at stable prices, you have to look to the only historic sound money that's lasted more than a few years. Fiat money always in. Gold is the only thing where you can get stable prices. For instance, in the last 3 to 4 years, the price of oil has tripled. A barrel of oil, $20, $30 up to $100 a barrel. And yet, if you look at the price of oil in terms of gold, it's absolutely flat. It's absolutely stable. So if we want stable prices, we have to have stable money. But I cannot see how we can continue to accept the policy of deliberately destroying the value of money as an economic value. It's so immoral in the sense that, what about somebody who saved for the retirement and they have CDs and we're inflating the money at a 10% rate? Their standard of living is going down, and that's what's happening today. The middle class is being wiped out, and nobody's understanding that it has to do with the value of money. Prices are going up. So how are you able to defend this policy of deliberate depreciation of our money?
Congressman, the Federal Reserve Act tells me that I have to look to price stability, which I believe is defined as the domestic prices, the consumer price index, for example, and that's what we aim to do. We looked for low domestic inflation. Now, you're correct that there are relationships, obviously, between the dollar and domestic inflation, and relationships between the money supply and domestic inflation, but those are not perfect relationships. They're not exact relationships, and given a choice, we have to look at the inflation rate, the domestic inflation rate. Now, I understand that you would like to see a gold standard, for example, but that is really something for Congress. That's not my
But your achievement, we have now PPI going up at a 12% rate. I would say that doesn't get a very good grade for price stability. Wouldn't you agree?
No, I agree. It's not the more relevant one, I think, is the consumer price index, which measures the price consumers have to pay, and that was last year between 3.5% and 4%. And I agree, that's not.
And the PPI is going to move over into the consumer index.
We're looking forward this year, and we're trying to estimate what's going to happen this year. And a lot of it depends on what happens to the price of oil. And if oil flattens out, we'll do better. But if it continues to rise at the rate in 2007, it'll be hard to maintain low inflation. I agree.
Thank you.